Well, hey there, folks. I finally get to react to something before, it dies on the vine, so that's cool. It's time to take a look at the next trailer for New Heroes, and it isn't Choose Your Legends. That's in mid-August, guys. No, we have another banner coming to us, as well as another GHB. We'll talk about that in a second, but in case you couldn't tell, it's all three houses, baby. And Hilda's up first, and that's the Idle Maiden.
Let's chat over a nice cup of tea.
Alright, Hilda, what do you got for us? Okay, well, your skill setup is definitely stacked, so let's talk about her weapon, Freykugel? Not sure if that's right. This grants +3 speed, and at the start of allies' combat, that is, in someone else's combat, an ally of hers, if unit is within 2 spaces of any allies with defense over her defense, grants attack and speed to those allies during combat. And then, of course, at the start of units combat, as in her own, if she is not around any ally who happens to have more defense than she does, she'll also get attack and speed +6 during combat. So therefore, as long as she's nearby an ally, she's going to be buffing them during their combat phase, as long as they have more defense. And she will also be more buffed up as long as there are no, units around her that happen to have more. That's odd, but also kind of cool. It's a unique little twist on something that I don't think we saw coming. It's definitely a lot better than some of the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Descriptions I've seen lately. Then we have Moonbow. Okay, attack speed solo 3, really? Good lord. I mean, that is an ability that I'm happy to see on someone like Hilda, but it's just telling you how stacked she is. She also has null follow-up 3. Rub it in a little bit more. Then we have defense opening 3, which automatically works on having more defenses, than her. So the highest, well, or at least from what I could tell, but, she has the ability to give more defense to the person who has the highest defense. Of course. All right, let's see what else we got here, shall we? I'm really happy to see her in the game, Hilda, but,
You're making me work.
that axe is creepy looking. Oh, God. Hi, Hubert. Wow.
Vestra operates in the shadows, not the front lines.
Alrighty, well, Hubert looks really nice. He has, okay. So we have a Fox Tome now. This is the red variant, of course. And that is if unit initiates combat, inflicts attack speed, defense, and res -4 on foe during combat. Thumbs up. It's nice to have an additional benefit that's basically just, here, all of my stats are +4 now, more than yours. That's really nice. Cool. Good option. So essentially this thing actually has more like 16 might if we were to go based on that. Alright, Growing Thunder. Cool. Sure. AoEs. Chill Res 3. Good option for him. He already has the ability to, do a lot of damage to stats, at least when it comes to this. But then we also have Infantry Hex Blade. What the hell is this? If adjacent infantry allies use sword, lance, axe, bow, or dagger, grants attack plus speed 2 to them. So therefore 2 in attack and speed, and to those allies, and calculates their damage using the lower of foe's defense res. So now we have the adaptive damage as well. Infantry are certainly getting a lot of very odd and intricate usage when it comes to their C skills lately. Or at least any of their skills, God, trying to say anything. Specifically when I'm looking at things like the B skills like nulls and all that fun stuff. They've been getting a lot of really odd things, so now we have adaptive damage built into that C skill slot. Oh, it's gonna be fun to see where this goes. I also want to see what Fox Tomes look like when they're used, so... Oh, that's beautiful. Looks nice! It looks like a fox! Mercedes! It's so nice to see her. Oh.
May the grace of the goddess shine upon you.
Okay, you gotta have a good kit, please. Alrighty. Gravity Plus, Martyr Plus, Miracle, ARD, Speed, Res 3. I'm really disappointed in this skill setup. Not knocking Mercedes. I love her to death. She's been very useful in our, just what I've seen of my Blue Lions team, by the way, guys. Spoilers a bit there. But yeah, this is not exactly a skill setup, though. I'm really too invested into. I'm hoping she has good stats, but that's quite a bummer. I'm not really into Aether Raid abilities either. I'm sure someone can find a really great usage out of them, but that's just me. At least she seems to have some speed, but we'll see. Oh, we're getting Petra as well? Oh yeah, that's right, Petra's there. Ugh.
I can be teaching you my deadly techniques.
What the hell? Is that a throwing... hunting blade? Okay, I get it. So you couldn't give the girl her sword, you know, an actual... make her into a sword flying unit, I guess. Instead, you just decided, hey, she can now throw her weapon. Alright, so Petra is coming to us as a blue dagger unit. And she also has Hunting Blade, which accelerates special cooldown triggers, effective against beast foes, just to make it even scarier. At the start of combat, if unit's attack speed, defense, or res is less than an ally within 2 spaces, grants +5 to unit's corresponding stat during combat, calculates each stat bonus independently. So therefore, if I am reading this correctly, which I may not be, just as a note, but when it comes to this, it seems that it's dependent more on what's going on. So, like, in certain phases, if you're by an ally who has more attack, she'll have more attack in that regard, but might not get, like, the boost to, say, defense instead. So, mixing her along with certain allies who will give her benefits is definitely something that seems to be the theme here, based on all of her other skills. So, we also have a new skill in her A slot that is Attack Speed Form 3, and that is more math. So, it grants attack and speed plus X to unit during combat. X is equal to 2 times the number of allies within 2 spaces plus 1. So therefore, we get a max of 7, from what I can tell. It's like a solo, but it isn't. So therefore, as long as she's around allies, she's going to get a boost to attack and speed. Fair enough. Then we have Aerobatics, where she can use closer, she can use that to move closer to an infantry, armored, or cavalry ally. Then, of course, ground orders just to make it even more. She certainly seems to be wanting to be around less of the flying team, at least, from what I can tell with this, but that dagger is pretty potent, and should be really useful, at least in discouraging beast units. Seriously.
You will be slapped down!
Okay, she's literally just wielding a sword, guys. What the hell? Hi, Hilda. Alright, so I was hoping that they would actually show him in this map, but he is not being shown. The next GHB that we have that is coming next month, that is not on the roadmap, is in fact the Death Knight from Three Houses. So, that's gonna be a fun one. If you happen to have met him and maybe tried to kill him and get a certain seal from him, you might be familiar with that man, but let's just not worry about that right now. I have to say, really disappointed in Mercedes' build. I'm hoping that her stats will be great. Hubert seems to be a really interesting change in dynamic with the Fox Tome. Also, the Infantry Hex Blade 3 just seems to be really quite flexible and should be quite nice to have, especially in an infantry team. I'm eyeing that one specifically. But the question now becomes if you want to waste your orbs on this one or potentially save it for the Choose Your Legends 3 banner that's going to be coming out a little bit later on, and will most likely have really potent units. It's really up to you if you want to spend your money on this. But I will say Hilda, Hubert, and Petra. I'm sorry, she's a throwing dagger? Anyways, but, they all seem to be pretty well stacked out. Specifically, I would say more Petra and Hilda in this regard, just because of their skill setups. I mean, Hilda has pretty much everything you could really want when it comes to a infantry unit with null follow-up and all this other fun stuff. She's already pre-built to have it. Definitely a really big benefit. Hubert brings something new, not only with his Fox Tome and his, Hex Blade, and Mercedes, I'm so sorry. But Petra is definitely an odd choice for a flying dagger unit, but certainly seems to be using that Hunting Blade quite a bit. Honestly, if I were to put priorities on this, at least for me, I'm going Hubert mostly, to get that Hex Blade ability, but also after that, Hilda, then Petra. I missed out on Edelgard. I'm not going to let it get by me this time. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this banner. Do tell me all of your thoughts. Who are you rolling for if you're not even going to roll for it, or, whatever. Because, of course, we do have Choose Your Legends. I completely understand. Alrighty, nerds. I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a fantastic evening. I love you guys. Mwah. See you soon.